They're incredibly different. So in a cigarette, what happens is you burn tobacco, and that creates lots and lots of toxic chemicals. In e-cigarette, there's no tobacco. There is nicotine, and nicotine is common between a cigarette and an e-cigarette. But other than that, the chemical composition of what you have is very, very different. So you have 95 less toxicants in an e-cigarette than you would have in a cigarette. Public Health England talk about it being 95% safer to be using vaping products, e-cigarettes, compared to cigarettes. But at the moment it's educated conjecture. You know, the science is still being developing. We're doing a lot of science, particularly on our own products like Vipe, Vipe E-Pen. And what that shows, when you look at the chemistry is different, the biological consequences of the aerosol are quite different. But we don't have the long-term risks really sorted out yet. We are doing that research. So we're doing a 12-month clinical study on this to see what changes happen when people switch to e-cigarettes. Well, nicotine is addictive, and so there's bound to be some portion that's going to be an addiction there. The question is addiction as important when you reduce the risk so substantially? So cigarettes plus addiction are a really bad combination because of the health risks associated with them. You can't say that e-cigarettes will not be addictive because they contain nicotine, but the context is a little different. Yeah, in fact, there's just been a really large study run by a professor called HighJet, who's looked over a year period of what's happening with people. And what you're finding is quite a lot of people are switching, and he compared it with nicotine replacement therapy, so the pharmaceutical intervention. What he found was e-cigarettes were much more successful getting people to go from smoking to using e-cigarettes, and there were a reasonable proportion then stopping using e-cigarettes after that. And we see the trend, you know, that people start sometimes at a high nicotine level and move down as they go from their smoking situation to their vaping situation. The first obvious one is that smoking is very risky. So the benefit comes initially to consumers. So we're offering things which are potentially reduced risks for those consumers who are currently smoking cigarettes. Also a benefit actually financially, it's more sustainable financially, and for our employees, transforming tobacco for British men tobacco is something everyone's really got behind.